It's early November now, and it's been quite a wet couple of weeks since the last video, and I've used the time to put a path down in our new greenhouse. Now I've been a bit naughty. I haven't done it properly and laid it on sand or anything like that, or I've just put it on compacted earth. But we basically just wanted something that would keep our feet from getting too muddy, and it's not going to take a lot of traffic or a lot of weight, and we'll see how it holds up. I've when I finish it, I've brushed a bit of sand in between the blocks to stop them moving, because it's the wiggling of the blocks, individual blocks, that tends to make it dig a hole. There's one thing you must do with block paving, and that's secure the outer blocks. And all I've done with mine here is I've hammered in some bits of wood down the side to hold those bigger bricks in. Hopefully that will be enough. Another job I've been doing is the electrics. We needed some power in here for the heater. We're using just a 120 watt tube heater, and I've just secured it to a bit of the pallet to keep it off the ground. They're predicting a mild frost, and we thought the time was now to act to protect our bananas. So we bought a few of these bales of straw from a local farm. They were £4 each, and the Missubastus, which I'm cutting down here, we want to try and preserve the stems, and they're root hardy, but the stems can die back. And what's generally advised is to try and wrap the stems to try and stop them dying back, so that next year they'll grow from the top of where I'm cutting here, rather than from the ground should you get a hard frost and they die back to the roots. Now, to hold the straw in place, I bought some of this sort of galvanised chicken wire, and it's give you an idea of price. This was 25 quid for 10 metres, which was enough to do 4 bananas. We've got 2 quite close together here, and then the other 2 are individual ones. So some people put Hessian sacking round as well as straw, but I wasn't going to be that extravagant. I'll see how this goes for this year and see whether we can save them. Now, one thing I am a bit bothered about is it rotting, because this is the first year I've tried this method. Last year we just let them die off to the ground. So what I think I might do, it's going to be dry for the next couple of days, so I'll just leave them as they are for the moment. But I think I'm going to look into maybe getting a bit of tarpaulin or something just to put over the straw when it's wet, to try and stop it rotting. And the other thing was I hammered these posts in to try and stop it blowing about, because it's only really the stems that's holding the whole thing up. So I was a bit worried about them breaking off in a high wind, and hopefully that will secure it. Now, these are red Abyssinian bananas, or the Ensete ventricosa morellii. These are not hardy and have to be brought in. They're tender plants, and basically you can keep them up as a house plant if they're small, but these are too big for our house, so we're going to dry store these. And the method is to cut the leaves off and then turn them upside down to dry them out, and just dry store them at between 5 and 10 degrees. When cutting the leaves off, I tend to leave sort of about 10 inches of stem on, because they do die back, and it's rot, which is the thing that you're worried about in the winter. And we have done a video about this last year, about storing these over winter, and it's worth giving that a look. If it's a bit more detailed than I'm doing at the moment. But basically, what I'll do, I'll get these out and dry them out, and then put some sulphur powder on them to help stop the rot, because that's your main enemy over the winter. Because they're sort of quite a squishy plant, and it's very easy for them to start to decay in the middle. Now you can see here this water collecting, and that has to be drained out, and if you don't dry them out, you'll find they will start to rot. Now obviously getting them out of these barrels was a bit of a headache, but I learnt from last year that you really don't have to be that fussy about the roots on these things. You can cut the roots. Some people cut the roots right off, but I tend to leave a bit on. But if getting them out of the barrel, I end up damaging the roots or chopping a bit of root off, I'm not too bothered about that, because they will grow back from the centre core of the plant. So what I'm doing here is just washing them off. There's certainly a lot to do in the garden at the moment. Thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed the video, please remember to subscribe. Goodbye.